You might have some nerves as you reach into your wallet, grab your credit card, and insert the card details into the order form I'm about to give you so you can get started making serious money with
Okay, the
audio.
way he
This
said that, I feel like that was subliminal. He's like, as you get your credit card, start typing the credit card numbers on
Yeah.
the form. Like, he's almost like trying to make us visualize the fact that we're about to give him our credit card information. So
It
that when we,
almost felt like a guided meditation or
like,
something, you know, like you're on a beach, you get out your credit card. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma. I am joined by Savy of Savy Writes Books, which I'm so excited about. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course. I'm Savy. I run a YouTube channel called Savy Writes Books. And on my channel, my whole thing is books and business. So we do book reviews of shitty business self-help books. We do book reviews in general. I also do kind of what we talk about here today, where I look at some of the like book publishing courses and writing courses and things that try to scam authors, and then also just focus on like the small business world. So we do a lot of like anti-MLM videos and talk about life as a small business owner. So it's all about the crossover of books and business, which there's a lot of crossover. So I'm kind of like half in booktube and half in anti-MLM tube. It all works. And every once in a while I'm like, let's do a video about feminism or something. So, you know, it's just like, yeah, I guess general business commentary at this point, but
Business commentary. I like
business
that.
commentary. I think that's kind of what we do. Yeah.
Yeah, which makes you the perfect person for what we're going to talk about today, because we are discussing the Mikkelsen Twins. We're loosely discussing the Mikkelsen Twins. We're talking about their business slash training program. Their business is called Publishing Life. I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see. I've just got their YouTube up. I don't think they really massively use their YouTube for much more than promoting Publishing Life. All of their videos, they've got quite a few subscribers, but their videos are basically how to make money from publishing, influencer marketing for publishers.
Okay.
That kind of thing. Everything leads to their website. They've got in their header this watch our free training. That link takes you to the 2.5-hour seminar that I sat through, which was so fun. We'll explain it more as we go because they explain it themselves in their seminar. But the long and short of it is it's about teaching people for a lot of money how to publish books to Audible through Amazon by outsourcing the writing, the cover art, the narration as cheap as possible, and then making money by getting full rights and publishing those.
Yeah, no, I hate that shit, dude. It's like, I've done videos like this that are like MLMs of the author world, where it's even somewhat like there's just so many courses about how to write and publish books that are coming into the game that it's at this point it's like people are making more money making a course on how to write and publish books, and then once you've taken that course, then there's even like self-publishing school, I think, even has a course on how to build a course to teach other authors. It's like, where's the product? Like, this is just a pyramid, dude. Like, what are you talking about? I did this video recently called the author to business guru pipeline, because there's a lot of it now. Like, and I hate how it's infiltrating the book world, especially because I love self-publishing as a concept so much. So it just I get so upset about this kind of thing.
Absolutely. And I feel like it's made me even more cynical, if possible, because now when I look at somebody like the Mikkelsen Twins and they've, you know, read our book on how to be good at publishing books. And I'm like, but did you write that? Because you've explained how you outsource all of your other books to other writers. So I don't know if you've even written this book. So I've managed to cut the 2.5 odd hours down to like 8 minutes of
wonderful, dude. I love it.
So much repetition. Most of the actual class was like, and it's throughout the entire thing, was they would say one thing and then they would have like 5 reviews. George says he made $2,000 in one like Facebook comments and things. So most of it was that. It was quite easy to cut out. So I'll play you a little bit and you can listen to, this is Christian. The twins are Christian and Rasmus. Bearing in mind, this is technically a live seminar in that it's a pre-recorded video. There was a live moderator. He presents as though it's a live seminar, but it's not, it's pre-recorded.
And this is so shockingly simple and obvious that I firmly believe this new way of doing Amazon will create more independently wealthy people than any other Amazon system ever has. I didn't log into my Amazon account once, and it still made me over $50,000 in a 6-month span. It doesn't get more passive than this. And here we have Richard. Richard is someone with a demanding full-time job and 3 kids, and even he made $6,000 in one of his first few months.
That's just a little example of that's all through the entire thing. It's like
just here's someone else's review. Like, I
made this many thousands of dollars. And bearing in mind, I've got no idea how many books the Mikkelsen twins have published at this point, but it's got to be a lot.
We're gonna look it up while hold up. I'm gonna look
It
up
should
the
be-
Mikkelsen twins.
It should be quite easy to look up because they kind of explain that you can use a pen name, but they are, open about doing this system, so they use their real names. So they should be around.
Get paid big money to change people's lives from 2013. Oh yeah, this book is ranked almost 3 million in the Amazon bookstore, so there's no way he's selling more than a book a day.
Wow.
And I have books that are ranked that low too, but I'm also not trying to sell somebody a course. So I think that's the difference. Yeah, I'm looking at the reviews for it. The first review that comes up for his book is not worth the time.
That's unfortunate.
And the next one is huge disappointment. All right. Well, I tried. All right, we can go on with this seminar.
I was hoping it was a valiant effort.
Yeah.
It was a valiant effort. Here we go. Today, you will discover.
You're going to discover the shortest path to making $5,000 a month online from scratch. And with just these 4 steps, I'm going to show you how to predictably grow your income to $10,000 a month and beyond if you want. Before this, we were stuck in the system, as it's called. This is essentially what every person in America is expected to do. So we did the exact same thing. We went to college, paid a lot of money for it. Then after that, got a job, hated it, but I still did it for years just for a paycheck, albeit a small one. 1 in every 2 Americans are living paycheck to paycheck right now. And that's not even the frightening part about this. The frightening part is that this is from 2019, before the pandemic. Now they're saying those numbers are closer to 80%. So because of COVID and all the uncertainty there is right now with jobs and in the economy and just everything, having additional income has never been as important as it is now.
This is manipulative right here. It's like, look at this big COVID. Look at the big COVID sell. It's like, yeah, dude, we all know that COVID has fucked up everybody's life. Like, you don't need to tell us that. But it's just like getting you into like fear mode where it's like, here's the COVID. Yeah. Look, your life is, you never needed more money as much as you do right now. It's like, we all already knew that. Like,
yeah.
You don't have to convince me to want to make more money, but it's like...
It's so common.
Yeah.
Lately in all of these schemes. You don't have any money. You hate your job. All of these things. And then it's like, so clearly you have over $1,000 to throw away on an online course that is going to cost you more investment money in the future. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if you're trying to target people who are living paycheck to paycheck, is it ethical to, we'll get into this later on, but there's a part where he's like, just get a credit card, put it on credit.
Oh no, it's what they tell you in MLMs
worrying.
Too.
Yeah. He's talking about explaining how you can sign up for PayPal credit. And he's like, it's not even your money. It's crazy. Acting like this is a sure thing. Do you want to know how to increase your earnings up to $10,000? There's no demonstration of the risk involved.
Yeah, dude, I hate this kind of stuff so much, especially because the book world is nice, and I love self-publishing as a medium for people to subvert censorship from publishing corporations. That's actually a video I'm working on right now that I'm talking about. When people take it to this level and they're like, what if we can just game the system? Like, you're ruining the reputation of this for everybody. You're intentionally trying to saturate a market. Plus, I can tell you, as someone who writes books for a living, selling books is not easy. So like when it's like, oh, you just got to outsource this and then put it on Amazon, you'll sell tons of books. Like, it's hard. Marketing books and getting books in the hands of readers is already a full-time thing because there's a lot of books out there, and Amazon is full of so many things. Like, it's such a big site. Like, it's not easy to just make tons of money selling books. Most full-time authors I know spend a lot of time on their marketing. So to have someone be like, you could just do this really easy as a side thing, like, no, that's completely unrealistic. Unless you're just writing these books with these clickbait titles that's like, here's how you can make more money, and like then it's just a never-ending chain of here's how to make more money, and nobody ever gains anything
literally
valuable.
It's just about getting as many keywords in the title and description as possible and just farming that out.
Yeah, and then you just end up with a bunch of disappointed readers who got a shitty quality product. I guess if you just care about bringing in money and don't care about adding value to the world at all, It's just pyramid scheme shit. I hate it.
What would an additional $5,000 per month in passive income mean to you? And I know this might seem like a cheesy question to ask, but it's actually a really important question for you to really think about and answer, because I need leverage to help you get going on this.
I just thought that was I need leverage to get you going.
Leverage.
That's the most like honest part of the entire.
Like I'm trying to make sure you know that I'm manipulating you right now.
I need leverage on you to convince you to pay me.
Right? Oh my God.
Could give you a self-operating side income of $5,000 a month conservatively. If I told you you could turn a $500-$600 investment into $5,000 in the next 6 months, you would find a way to get that money, and you would put as many $500 bills into this machine as you could, because that's the kind of opportunity we're dealing with here.
It's just the same financial manipulation that you see in every online scam, basically.
They didn't even like try to be original with it. They're like, what would this money mean to you? If you could turn this money into more money, of course you would. Like, they didn't even try.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing original there.
I emailed Publishing Life. I did ask them if anyone from corporate would be interested in answering a couple of questions from me, even if it was just over email. I got a polite but firm no.
Oh, wow.
Something along the lines of the Mikkelsen twins are very focused on their business right now. And then I don't
can't
know.
Answer questions for people who are interested. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Customer service. What's that?
I know. And their customer service is, I was wondering if they outsourced it. I don't know if it's my paranoid brain thing, like they must outsource everything.
Yeah.
But I thought I would just, next best thing, I'll pass my ethical questions on to you instead. Because the Mikkelsen twins don't want to talk to me. None of these companies ever want to talk to me. It's so upsetting.
The simplest Amazon income model you've never heard of. What we do is we list what we call done for you audiobooks on Audible that become virtual passive income machines for us in any niche. And I'm going to show you here shortly how shockingly easy it is to get these audiobooks made for you. But these are audiobooks that we certainly do not write ourselves. We do not narrate ourselves. We do not design the cover. We do next to nothing with these audiobooks. We just have them made for us from scratch, and then we get the full might of Amazon's marketing power to do the selling for us. So this is actually incredibly simple, unlike most other ways you'll find to make money online. And it actually works by looking at what's known as the Audible bestsellers list. But this list tells you exactly in order the top selling audiobook on Audible to the lowest selling audiobook in order, one by one. And this Audible bestsellers list is neatly organized into 23 categories of audiobooks. The 10 high profit, easy to recreate categories.
So that's, I've cut the bit where he talks about it out, but the Mikkelsen twins have a book published about the keywords and the categories that you should be publishing audiobooks in. So
they have a book about that. Okay.
Yes,
I don't know why I couldn't find it. Is it under, what name is it under?
Good question.
Oh, is it under the name Mikkelsen Twins, perhaps?
It might be under Mikkelsen Twins.
Okay, because there's a book under Mikkelsen Twins that's called The Freedom Shortcut, How Anyone Can Generate True Passive Income Online, Escape the 9-to-5 and Live Anywhere. Oh, and this came out this year.
That's got to be them.
Let's see how this book is doing. I'm going to pull up the calculator for this because this one I believe is available in ebook. So in the Kindle store, here's the ranking, 59,078. They sell 4 books a day. So that's not like awful if that's every single day you're selling that, because I mean, and let me look at the price. The price is $8.99 for, okay, so they're probably making the $8.99. That's a lot for an ebook. I mean, it's a lot for an ebook. Yeah. They're probably getting at least like $6 per ebook. They're probably making about an extra $200 a week from it. Yeah. Which is fine. It's not like, I guess audiobooks is their main thing, but like, I don't believe they wrote this themselves either, though.
Yeah, well, that's the other problem. They say the ideal audiobook length is 3 hours.
3 hours?
I'm not sure what that's equivalent to.
That's like under 200 pages if you're a 3-hour audiobook.
The tactic they're selling is definitely quantity over quality.
All right, let's see where this goes then. So they've got, so their keto diet, okay, so they're looking at like,
so this is the whole keyword smash thing. So they're looking at the top books in certain categories, which I guess are easier to write if you outsource them.
For example, let's take this audiobook right here about the keto diet for beginners. We can scroll down and we can find the exact bestsellers rank of this audiobook, which is 6,554. The key to finding massively profitable audiobook topics is. When you see 2 or more audiobooks about the same topic in one bestsellers list, that's when you know you found a passive income machine.
So that's it. That's the key, is to find 2 or more audiobooks on the same topic and then just copy all of the most important keywords.
Yeah, this is literally just trying, like, this has nothing, like, we think about what is the purpose of books. Books are usually either to provide information to someone or to provide entertainment to someone. That seems to be no consideration here. Like, are we going to hear it all from like the customers of the books that have been put out? Because it's
there's a short
people
part,
care about the end reader at all.
There's a little tiny bit about how good reviews are important. It's important to get like 2 or 3 good reviews, but it's like a tiny part, and then it's not really mentioned at all otherwise. Because I was thinking the same thing. It's mostly non-fiction books that they're publishing, but there's no new information that's being published anywhere. And the thing is, a lot of the categories that they recommend are like health books. And I'm like, do you trust, they say that they've got expert outsourced writers, but I don't know that I don't know their background in nutrition or medicine. Do I trust them to write a diet book that I'm going to sell to people, which is just a combination of 2 other books that nobody has sort of verified, also, and we've just thrown it out?
That's the other thing too, is like, if you are like, oh, okay, I can make a lot of money selling this health book in this category, I should go outsource it to this writer. Wouldn't the writer just want to write it themselves, and not, why are you even involved at that point? Like, wouldn't that, if this person is a health expert and also is good at writing a book, wouldn't they just write it themselves and put it out there, and then without you having to take a cut of that? Like, you're literally existing to do nothing.
I mean, I think that's the biggest indicator that you're probably not going to make a lot of money with these audiobooks, because otherwise, the writers would be publishing them themselves.
They would just be publishing them themselves. Exactly.
The writing is the most expensive part in terms of outsourcing.
Yeah.
They get the narration and the cover art for like $20 each. There's no reason that writer wouldn't just take the manuscript that they've written and pay $40 and publish it themselves.
Yeah, this is weird. This is weird.
It's pretty strange.
I need to learn more about this. This is a very weird business model.
Well, now we're into the outsourcing section, which is my favorite.
Right. Oh God. Okay.
So I figured you'll probably have the strongest feelings on the writing. I have some strong feelings on the outsourcing the narration and how they talk about that.
Oh my God.
It's very much absolute bottom line, cheapest possible thing we can ever do.
Oh my God.
It's not like build good relationships with artists we could work with in the future. Nothing like that. It's cheap as shit. Insult them with the lowest possible price.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Followed by launch and multiply. Now let's be completely honest here. For transparency's sake, you can't build a successful business or income stream, something so incredibly life-changing, without hard work. But no one said you have to be the one doing the hard work. You can get someone else to do the hard work for you, and that's exactly how we've done it. We use a certain special kind of ghostwriting company that will write our manuscripts for us for pennies on the dollar.
So I have a feeling, I mean, I don't know, they don't say anywhere, at least I couldn't find anywhere, the company that they use for outsourcing manuscripts. I would assume it would be in a country where outsourcing is super cheap, like India. A lot of stuff gets outsourced.
Don't pay your writers well.
Just pay your writers absolute shit. And they basically say, oh, they are good quality. It's because they're students or, people who just need the money and they're experts in their field and they do it for the cash. I mean, we are exploiting just really cheap labor.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
100% what it is.
If they're doing so well, hiring ghostwriters and all of that to do this for them, why are they selling this as a course to other people? Like, what is the purpose of selling this to other people? Like, if you have a good business, just do it and move on. Why are they selling this to other people? That's what I don't get.
Like, every time I see one of these, I think the exact same thing. Because they're
not making that good of money through it. They make money through selling courses to people. Yeah,
exactly. I did an online seminar for a company selling a course on how to sell Kangen water. The energy.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, the magic water. And it was like, they can't be making that much money through it because most of their income comes through pushing these courses to get people to sign up and pay to join this.
It's just the upline.
They wouldn't be sharing it otherwise.
Again. You're just making a downline, basically. Yeah,
totally. But by really selling the idea that you can make loads of money with this.
Second ingredient, which is getting your audiobook cover made. Now, traditionally, a book cover can be surprisingly pricey, with an average price being around $685. However, again, that's not how we roll. I'm going to show you how we get covers that others would pay $500 to $1,000 for just $10, maybe $20. And we do it using a platform called Fiverr.
I'm going to stop and talk about Fiverr for a second.
I don't know if there's anything wrong. So the cover designer we got for Cancel Sean Boston uses Fiverr, but we didn't find her on Fiverr. We already knew her because she was a viewer of our show already. And she was like, I'm starting up a cover design business on Fiverr. So we paid her through Fiverr because that way we could leave her a good review and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know about Fiverr itself I don't know much.
I have real
Fiverr.
issues with it.
Oh, okay.
To be honest, I have used it a couple of times to find artists. I guess there's a bit of a safety net for artists there in terms of payment protection and things like that. So it's quite good to find people, but I always give like a massive apology tip, and then I prefer to see if they take payments elsewhere or anything in future, because Fiverr takes quite a big cut, which is sort of standard, but it's such a huge contributor to the devaluing of artwork. And this is something that we talk about a lot in all of the editing groups that I'm in for video editors, because we couldn't get work on Fiverr, not to make a living.
Oh yeah, that's why I signed up on Fiverr at one point to edit books. People's editing rates there were like so low, like ridiculous.
So low.
Like people were advertising, I'll edit this book, and it would be like a quarter of what I charge to edit books. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to be competitive here at all. I'm much better off just finding individual clients one-on-one, making a lasting relationship.
Exactly right. And it just drives the price down, the value of art down for everyone. And it makes it really hard to get a livable wage. This is one of my questions I would have had for the Mikkelsen twins, but I basically said that encouraging people to use extremely cheap outsourcing services like Fiverr does devalue these skills, especially because they do this thing where they go, you could, sort it by price and then see if you can message them and suggest a lower price than their minimum price. And
that's
really like devaluing the creative work and driving the market value down so badly. I guess I just wanted to know from them, and now I'm asking you, how do you feel about the ethical implications of contributing to that kind of devaluing of skills when so many artists struggle financially?
Oh yeah, no, I think it's terrible devaluing the skills. I know that's the thing, is I've always had mixed feelings on Fiverr, because like I said, when I've signed up for it, I was like, my prices are way too high to compete with this, and this is ridiculous. First of all, that people are even willing to do it this cheap, but I guess if other people are willing to do it that cheap, and that's like, I've made videos about this in the past, how people expect writers to work for free because there always will be a writer who's willing to write for free.
Exactly.
And I'll get contacted from a company or an organization or something, and they'll say, hey, do you want to write this article for us? And I'll say, yeah, my rate is $1,000 per 300 words. And then they'll be like, oh, wait, no, sorry, other way around. $300 per 1,000 words. I was like, that's really expensive. Why did I just say that? No, $300 per 1,000 words. They'll be like, oh, sorry, we can't pay you. And it's like, well, then why did you think I would do it? Like, for what purpose? So I'm curious to know what these low prices are that they're paying specifically, because I've seen such a range. Like, I'm aware at this point that my editing rates are now higher than most people want to pay for things. So I'm like, okay, but that's still what I'm going to charge. I'll take on smaller projects with smaller clients, as opposed to like doing big novels all the time, because I'm going to charge more because it takes me that amount of time.
The writers, I think it's around $500, I think, for a manuscript. And that's for the 3-hour sort of audiobook part. With no formatting.
So 3-hour audiobook would be, I'm trying to think how many words that would be about. I'm just gonna Google it real quick. 30,000 words is like the length of a novella. That would be about 150 pages of writing in like a Word document. They're paying $500 for a 30,000 word manuscript. That's no. Around 500, Oh God, that's no. Man, and this is awful. Supposedly they're writing nonfiction, and they're supposed to be writing a topic that they're knowledgeable about. So if you're supposed to be writing things that are true, $500 for a 30,000 word manuscript is that's just unfathomable, because it's going to take you so long to write that. The typing alone, if you typed 100 words a minute, which is faster than I type by a lot, Even if you type that fast, it would take you 5 hours just of nonstop typing, and that's without like thinking about the topic. That it would just be that for. So that's horrifying.
The cover art they suggest you can get for $20.
That's very low.
But they're also, it's $20, but they're also exclusively looking at the Fiverr like pro artists, like Fiverr approved, 5-star professionals. So it's like,
are these like very basic covers that are basically just like some
they're
text?
Pretty.
Yeah.
They're pretty it's like a stock photo of like a man walking into the sunset and then some text, that sort of thing.
So yeah, you're gonna get a generic ass cover. You're going to get some really rushed writing. This book is probably going to add no value to the world. Who knows what the end reader and customer, apparently people are reading them, because if you're making money, people must be reading them, but we have no idea what the actual customers think. See, apparently, because if their authors are doing this under pseudonyms and things like that, I can't look at what the actual reviews of their books are. That's what I want to look at. Like, what are customers actually saying?
I think that's why they suggest using pen names, to be honest.
So you can just keep doing this and nobody can track how bad your book reviews are.
Yeah,
I want to know what the readers actually think. I want to look up one of these books and see the quality.
The next step is the narration, this is the bit that I know a bit more about the rates and stuff for this one.
I'm new to audiobooks, so I'm still like learning the process. So I probably won't have any expertise on this.
Now, ACX stands for Audiobook Creation Exchange. And ACX is the platform that we use and that Amazon gives you to list your audiobooks onto Audible. So this right here is Don Jacobson. He is an experienced jazz radio and live narrator. Imagine having a radio broadcaster narrate your audiobook. Imagine showing that off to your friends and family when they ask you, how is it you were able to quit your job again and do what you want? Don Jacobson is available for royalty share or $50 to $100 PFH. Once you have found the narrator that you want to work with, all you do is from their ACX profile, you just click send message. It opens up this. You'll just say, hey, Don, I went through a few of your samples and they were great. I'd love for you to narrate my audiobook.
Wait, so they're asking him to do it for less.
He than said he was available.
He said $50 to $100 per finished hour. And they're saying, well, can you do it for less?
Yeah.
I guess they're not going to do it for royalty share, because royalty share.
No, very explicitly against that.
Because this company needs to keep all the royalties for themselves, because in their mind, they're maximizing the keywords. They can't have their narrator taking any of their profits. That would be ridiculous. What I don't think sounds like a good idea in general is looking at someone's established rate and asking them for something different. That's not cool.
They also they suggest after this, like, maybe you could even ask for 20, as if it's not insulting enough already. Because the thing is, $50 is really low for a lowest rate. Like, you'd typically be looking for 100 to 150. PFH is per finished hour as well.
Right, because it's like it's not just like if you're recording a 3-hour audiobook, that's not 3 hours of work. That's per finished hour. So if it's $50, that's only $150 you're paying this person anyway.
Yeah.
If it's only a 3-hour audiobook. Basically, one of their hours rates of work for an entire project.
Yeah.
That's
totally.
Like if it's $20 for a 3-hour audiobook, you're like, can I just pay you $60 to record the entire thing? It's like, at that point, you should also be giving him a percentage of the royalty share. But they're apparently against royalty share, because you're going to be making so much money in royalties that you don't want it going. You don't want someone else getting to make that money. That's ridiculous.
Exactly. Yeah. I just thought that was so insulting. And the fact that this is, the seminar, I don't know how legit this is, because I never trust these seminars, but it said that there were 200 odd other people in there watching at the same time as me. If you're telling like 1,000 people a day to seek out artists and voice artists and things and be like, can I pay you less than half of your rate to do this thing for me? It's like, you're just gonna, like, this guy's never gonna want to work for you, and he's gonna tell everyone, don't work for this cheap ass, and you're gonna get a reputation as like somebody who is
if somebody came up to me like for my editing actually, to be fair, there have been times that my editing rates vary per project. Like if I'm working on if I'm editing a project that's like very academic or very like requires fact checking in addition to specific like AP style grammar and things like that, versus if someone is requesting editing that's on something that's more narrative or more colloquial, it'll be a little bit different. And then also I always make it open to clients that I'm willing to negotiate. But what I don't do is like, if someone would come at me being like, I have this huge project that's going to make a ton of money, could you please do it for less than half of what you normally do? It'd be like, no. This guy says he's a former radio host. He's probably got plenty of other offers that are much better.
You would think so. I mean, the whole thing they basically say what I said about Fiverr, which is that, you know, there's more artists than there is work. And so they're willing to work for cheaper.
Mhm.
And so you can capitalize on that. And I'm like, I just feel completely the opposite.
Mhm.
If I'm like hiring an artist, which I've done like a few times, and I feel like guilty if I'm using Fiverr and I see their amazing artwork and it's like so cheap.
Mhm.
I always try and like pay them as much as I can.
Yeah.
Because I want them to know that I value their art. I want to support them, and I'd probably like to be able to work with them in the future. I just can't imagine trying to start your own small business while like not caring at all about the small business owners that are doing the actual work for you.
Here's how to explicitly try to get things for, like, this is very intentional. It's not like,
oh yeah,
like, I've always like, I start off selling books on Amazon and then I try to work towards being able to get some printing done and then sell some things at small festivals. And it's like, you can try to work towards those goals. This has no intention of like,
no,
of trying other things. Like this, the whole intention of this is like rapidly exploit labor as quickly as possible, which
exactly.
is completely like the opposite of what I think is beautiful about small business communities.
Exactly. It's like you said, there's no intention. It's not like, well, maybe you'll be able to pay artists more in future when you make more money. It's like,
right, or
always,
like
always bottom line.
Yeah, like maybe you can start off, like that's the thing I even talked about in Savvy Business Owner. Like when I started Furever Home Friends, I started off by working with art students, but I'm still gonna pay them what they are asking for. I asked people what their normal rates were, and I did not negotiate people's rate. I was like, yes, I will pay you what you're asking me for. Yes.
Yeah.
And then when I didn't have enough money for the third book, I didn't have enough money to hire an illustrator. I illustrated it myself. You know, they're just sending mass messages like this, like waiting for the one person they can find who will do it for $20 per finished hour.
Your voice is absolutely perfect for this project. Copy paste to loads of people with different vocal styles. Yeah, like 100%.
Step number 3, the launch. It is super easy to make a lot of passive income with audiobooks, and you barely have to think in the whole process. Just follow these simple steps. So there are only a limited number of spots in the new AIA 2.0 coaching program. So I need to be really clear on that. As much as I would love to take on everyone, it's just not humanly possible.
So this is more of a generic online coaching program things, but there were not limited spots.
They're always like, there's a limited number of spots.
Never
is. Or like, this is our only enrollment period, but it's like, okay, but you're automating a system, teaching me how to automate a system. And it's like, I highly doubt that people are getting lots of one-on-one instruction time with these people. There is no reason that it would actually be limited other than they're trying to make you want to sign up quicker.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an official term for this. I've been referring to that as like rush tactics, like rush marketing, where it's like, you got to move fast. Don't even think about it. So he literally says in one point in the seminar, just sign up and then think about it and email with questions later, because otherwise you'll miss out on this deal. You got to go now. It's only I think he says the first 30 people will get a bonus and extra money off. But I asked the moderator at this point, how many spots are there? She gave me the support email. They replied really quickly saying, at the moment, there's no limit on the number of people who can join. And then like the day after, I got the post-seminar email that said, we've opened up the limit because so many people are excited. And I feel like it's like, I don't know, do you have DFS in the US? It's a sofa store in the UK, and it's like a running joke because the sofas are always on sale. And somebody like investigated, and basically the way they do it is like 1 week of the year, they put the cost of sofas really, really high, so that the rest of the year they can say that it's half price.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what these publishing companies are doing as well.
Oh yeah.
Like it's never been $1,900, but they put it at that for like 2 days so that they can now pretend that it's discounted and make people like rush into it, even though it turns out that there's not limited spaces or whatever. I find it really frustrating. And then they have this, I was going to ask if I had ever heard back from them, I was going to ask them.
Oh my God, they all ended a 7. Of course they do.
Yeah, I was going to ask them how they work out the value of these different things, because I'm sure whatever method they use, it must be like scaling up to the highest possible price to make it seem like the best value. Like access to the private Facebook group, $3,000 value, but how?
How
Why?
do you
How do you
price that?
calculate
Yeah,
that?
exactly.
What
No
does that
Facebook group
mean?
I've ever belonged to has been worth money.
I don't
I run
understand
a
it.
Facebook group for small business owners, and it's free to join. And I
Yeah.
love people just having discussions and sharing advice with each other and having conversations. But yeah, no, Facebook groups.
It's so
Facebook groups are
bizarre to put
usually
a
nice
price
to
on
get to
that.
meet people, but there's no way you can put a monetary value on that. How did they? 21 done for you templates is $3,000 value.
I don't know
How?
I don't know what those templates are either. I don't know if that's for requesting outsourcing. I've got no idea what those templates are or why they cost $3,000.
Ridiculous.
And 4 calls is
absolutely ridiculous.
$5,000
Four
for
one-on-one coaching calls. Yeah, it's okay. So you're
For
spending
how
over
low-
$1,000 per call.
how low the prices are that they're outsourcing stuff to. They charge a lot for their own time.
Right. Also, if they explain this process right now, couldn't you just go do it without the coaching? Like,
Yeah.
if all you're doing is going up to people on sites and copy and pasting a message 500 times to ask, can you do it for X amount of money, until someone says yes.
All of it comes together for a total value of over $17,000 for just $797 and 2 more
Gotta get as
installments
many
of the same
sevens in
amount.
there as possible. I
Or
don't know
you can
why,
take
but
care of
all
everything at
sevens.
once for just $1997.
Everything's
However,
sevens.
you will be getting a real webinar-only discount of $500. Join AIA today for 3 installments of $797, or with the $500 discount, 1 easy installment of just $14.97. Now listen, I get it. This is not an insignificant investment by any means. You might have some nerves as you reach into your wallet, grab your credit card, and insert the card details into the order form I'm about to give you so you can get started making serious money with
Okay, the
audiobooks.
way he said that, I feel like that was subliminal. He's like, as you get your credit card, start typing the credit card numbers on the form. Like, he's almost like trying to make us visualize the fact that we're about to give him our credit card information. So that
it almost felt like a guided meditation or
He's like
something. Like you're on a beach, you get out your credit card. That's exactly what I thought.
Oh my God.
This is the most important decision you'll have to make when it comes to achieving financial success in your life. You might even have to move some things around to come up with this. But there is another really fast and easy option that many people are opting for, and it's PayPal credit. With PayPal credit, you can join today and take care of the investment 6 months from now. So actually, you can join today and let your audiobooks pay for it 6 months from now. And I'll show you later exactly how to do that, but you can apply for PayPal credit and invest nothing today, not a single penny, and still get started with AIA 2.0 today, and still get the webinar only discount of $14.97. And then you can just take care of that 6 months from now at no extra cost. But you can actually get in today for $0 with PayPal credit. You could try this on PayPal credits. It doesn't even have to be your money. Put it on a credit card. Put it on PayPal
But still
credit.
your money. It
That
doesn't have to
is-
be your money.
Oh,
Go
it's
rob a
like-
bank, steal someone else's credit card. Doesn't
That
have to be
is-
your money. Go pickpocket someone on the street. Go mug
Just
someone.
steal it from your wife. Don't tell
Just-
her.
yeah.
Take it from the joint bank account.
Oh my
It's
God.
this is how people end up in terrible debt, because companies
Like,
like this
they're
say it's not even
explicitly-
your
yeah.
money. I guarantee your audiobook will pay for this later. So just do it now. It'll cost you nothing. And then suddenly 6 months down the line, you've got debts you can't pay. And then you do start building interest, and then you're screwed.
My question for them would be like, if you're positive that the audiobooks are going to make me this much money, just instead of paying you anything for this course, can I just promise you a lifelong 20% royalty of all my audiobooks? If this is going to make me this much money, it's going to be more than the course you'll make in that case. And they'll definitely say no. There's no way they would probably just not reply to me.
Literally pressuring people into just getting credit cards if they can't afford it. But like the whole presentation, they're using words like guaranteed and just like talking about it like you're definitely going to see 10 times your money back. Obviously toes the line of the law just to be allowed, but it's just so deeply unethical that I don't know how anyone can operate this business and sleep at night.
Yeah, I'm wondering, are there any testimonials? I'm wondering of people who have taken this course and had a bad experience. Because obviously they're only going to show the people who've had a good experience.
One of the top, when I searched Mikkelsen Twins, the like top autofill suggestion was Mikkelsen Twins scam, which I think is always kind of a red flag.
See, Chewy's barking in the background because he's like, He's like, I know this is a scam.
Don't do it.
I can tell
Yeah.
it's a scam. Yet it's everyone on Reddit saying this is a scam, this is a scam.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone on Reddit wrote a whole like 5-paragraph essay about how it's not a scam, but everybody else says it's a scam except for this one person. So I don't know. I think they're probably the one who's wrong. This is from like a year ago. Someone's asking, is it a scam? And why is YouTube allowing these guys to promote? Someone's like, the model is get a book of about 25,000 words written and narrated as cheaply as possible. They're calling it a dodgy scheme. And someone's asking basically like, why would someone pay their fee to learn what's just a short-term hack? Exactly. Yeah. Like, why are you paying? What is the course material you're paying for? I learned the entire process already.
They've already given me surely all the information that I need.
Oh, dude, I'm reading this forum. I don't have any proof of this. I'm just reading. This is people talking about it on a gossip forum. But someone said that Christian lost his Kindle account for using software to translate his books to Spanish. You're not supposed to translate things using like translation software because then it's going to sound like shit. Yeah.
He's not going to pay for a translator, is he?
He wouldn't pay for a waste of money. Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. What's important is just that you're in the program before the end of this webinar. The 30 fast action spots were just filled up about 10 minutes ago. However,
so I love that bit because, like I pointed out at the start, it's a pre-recorded video.
Pre-recorded, so there's no way he's just lying. Yeah.
Yeah. So I said to the moderator, "This is definitely a pre-recorded video, right?" And she was like, "Yeah, but there's live moderation." And I was like, "He just said the slots were filled 10 minutes ago. Shouldn't they update that? Take that out? Isn't that really misleading?" No reply. All of my difficult questions. No reply.
She just ignores you. Oh my god.
The moderating was, I don't know if it was one person moderating all of the chats or if there were multiple people, but it was bizarre. And I got basically a copy paste message, and it made me laugh so much because it was like the same as this Kangen Water seminar. I hadn't said anything at this point. And then this message appeared that was like, it sounds like, if you aren't willing to put the hard work in, then you should probably look for something else. And I was like, first of all, I didn't say anything, so I don't know who that was meant to go to. But also, Christian literally said about 3 times, you don't have to do any hard work. This is easy. Somebody else does the hard work for you. One of the first bullet points said no hard work involved.
That's what the MLMs always are telling you, dude.
Sounds like you're not working hard enough.
Work 2 hours a day from your phone on the beach. Spend all your time with your kids and no time on work. And then it's, if you weren't really willing to put in the work, this is a business. This isn't just a job. This isn't just a job like all those other losers have. Like you should, real entrepreneurs, real boss babes, work 80 hours a week to avoid having to work 40 hours a week. And it's like, oh my god, get it, stop.
Exactly.
That's
and
not
it's
what
like
you told me.
It's such a crazy contradiction to do that within the seminar where I can see on the screen where it says no hard work. She deleted that message. So strange. Another reason I wanted to hear back from them was so I could be like, I'd love to talk to that moderator because I don't know what was going on. She just deleted the message. I had another question later. I can't remember what it was, but I had another question and I sort of said, and what was going on with that weird deleted message earlier? Didn't hear back. It got to like the end of the stream and I was like, hey, Vanessa, are you able to answer a couple of my questions? And she said something like, I'm stepping away for a while. I will answer any questions when I come back. And I kid you not, I hung out in the dead stream in the chat for another 2 hours and she never came back.
Of course she didn't come back. She didn't expect people would say,
bizarre. No, of course not. I was just like, oh, that's okay. It's basically like, if you're skeptical, you probably aren't a hard work. This probably isn't for you. I would just leave.
But I thought the point was I didn't have to work. I thought the point was let other people do the work.
Christian said I didn't have to do any work.
If you have a dying question, it's much better to hop in now, secure your spot, secure the discount, secure the bonuses, secure everything. Then we can take care of any questions you have afterwards.
Pay for it now. If you got any questions, we'll sort them out afterwards. Even though the moderator is going to run away and not answer any questions. Just pay for it. We'll worry about everything else later.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. Especially because often it's the questions are what makes you unsure if you want to buy or not.
Of course. And all of the questions that he picked for the Q&A, because like I say, it's not a live thing. He just picked the top questions. Nothing about like, is this a scam? Is this actually going to make me money? It's all like little easy to answer things. And you're like, you just picked the stuff that doesn't matter to sound reassuring. And then it ended with I think there was just half an hour at the end of just video testimonials of these like smug looking men being like talking to their phones and being like, I made $7,000. You should trust these lads. I love these twins.
Oh
Amazing.
my God, I hate it so much.
Yeah, I was ready to die by the end of it, honestly. So yeah, it's just basically about exploiting really, really cheap labor, devaluing the price of art, and making money on stuff that you didn't do any work on. I think my final verdict would be avoid either way.
Oh yeah. I would absolutely, just based on that alone. If is anyone out there who's like an aspiring author or narrator, well, first of all, this isn't even for authors or narrators. This is just for people who want to hire them really cheap and then make money off of them on the side. If you actually want to get into the self-publishing world, there's so much better ways to do it. As it just like stay away from people who want to sell you courses on it for the most part. There's probably a few courses out there that are legit. Like I know people who work in like instructional design and people who work in like actually like the pedagogical side of making online instruction. So like I know it can be legit, but there's just so much bullshit out there that like for the most part, if anyone is selling you a course saying, here's how much money you can make on books, or like, here's how to write a book that's going to become a bestseller and things like that, just like, don't listen to that. Join like author groups online or join self-publish. There's so many like self-publishing Facebook groups where you can get advice from each other, and so many like there's like self-publishing subreddits and so many other things where people can just meet up and talk to each other and share advice without somebody trying to make these outrageous claims about how much money you're going to make, when really the way that they're making the money is by you paying them thinking you're going to make the money. That's just MLM shit. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And I just think it probably wouldn't feel that good unless you are a really money driven person. There's this bit that kind of makes me laugh where Christian is talking about how proud will you be when you tell your family that you've got a DJ narrating your book that you didn't write. And I'm like, why would you feel proud of that? All you've done is send a message saying, can I pay you less than your rate? I don't think
feel
you
proud
would get
of,
any proud like pride.
What? It's not that like, yeah, like I think the person who's going to narrate Cancel Sean Boston is a former radio announcer guy.
That's cool.
I'm proud of that because we wrote that book. And he reached out to us saying, this book sounds funny and I like your YouTube channel and I'd love to try narrating this. We are going with like what he listed his stuff is that he wants to do for payment, instead of, we're not trying to say actually can you just record the whole book for $20, like no. Like so I think that's cool. That's something to be proud of. But if why would you be proud of you paid someone nothing to write a book about a topic you don't know about? I wouldn't even tell my friends and family about that because they would be like, oh, are you just like you're just like scamming people?
Yeah, like, exactly.
What would anyone be proud of you for?
Savvy, it's been so good to have your take on this.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for
really
reaching out to me about this. I'm really glad we got to talk about this. And I didn't know about this particular scam, so I'm glad to know to warn other people in
another one
circles.
For the books.
Stay away from this. Yes.
Please stay away from these twins. Yes. Would you like to plug anything before we go?
Oh, sure. Yeah. You guys can find me on my channel, Savy Writes Books. I put out new like long videos every Friday, and I do live streams every Monday. I have a second channel called Your Morning Guru, which is a live stream morning show channel. On that channel, we like follow business gurus and live their lives and read their self-help books and try to see what we can learn from them. I think we're actually going to study LuLaRoe next week. I don't know when this video is going up, but the week of September, I don't know, 17th, that week, we're going to be following LuLaRoe. So we delve into MLM companies, we delve into online influencers and wellness and things like that. So those are my two channels, Savy Writes Books and Your Morning Guru. Oh yeah, and as you guys know, I talk about books and business because I'm a small business owner that creates books. I run a small business. It's called Furever Home Friends. It produces books, plushies, and merch based on real rescue dogs and their stories of how they got adopted. And so if you like American Girl dolls, but like with rescue dogs, that's basically what this company is. So
we could say no.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I've got out there. That's my small company. You can see it at foreverhomefriends.com.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thanks so much for having me on your channel. I always like
it's been so good. Before we go, I'll just give a quick Patreon shout out to my lovely giant chickens, who are Aaron Reese, Amalgam of Neuroses, Amber, Conla Chicken Maximus Lions, Fulcrum, Gaming Ridge, Ghost Butterfly, Izzy, Lizzie Gale, Mr. Creosote, Taxman, and That's Not a Real Name. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching. This was really fun, despite the content being really frustrating. Go check out Savy. Do like this video and leave your thoughts down below. And I will see you later.